Hey YouTube, hope everyone's doing wonderful today, and just want to let you know I'm having a little breakout in my forehead. I had an allergic reaction today, so that's what's going on with my forehead. But I want to make this video dedicated to the players out there, okay? We all know who they are. Maybe you've been one, maybe you're a retired player or a retired baddie, whatever you want to call it. I personally think you can be a baddie and not a player at the same time, but whatever. I just want to give you guys some insight on the mind of a player, and for people that are sleeping around, promiscuous, aka just a player. So the reality is a player becomes a player only because they've been hurt, okay? They've been hurt time and time after again. They maybe gave up on love and they started to have one-night stands, or maybe they're even paying for sex because they're just like, well, you know, love struck me wrong last time and I really got hurt. I almost nearly died. Maybe they were suicidal. So they're just like, okay, like inside of their mind, they're like, all right, I've been hurt so much. I nearly died emotionally and I just don't want to feel hurt again. Okay. The reality is they forget that love is always a risk, regardless of how many times you do it, how many, loves you've had, and whatever age you are, it never gets old. In fact, whatever age you are, like, you're always, like, it doesn't matter if you're 50, it doesn't matter if you're 5. Like, if you fall in love, it's always a risk, okay? There's always a risk of someone changing their mind about you, someone leaving you, breaking up with you, dying, etc. And you might even change your mind. So the other person is also taking a risk as well. And we often forget that because we often think it's just us that's prone to getting hurt. No, it's definitely the other person, whether it's by your triggers or the way you respond to them, or whether, again, your feelings change. So both people have a risk, okay? So it's really important to know that. But specifically a player, right? They're forgetting the natural human just desire of wanting to be loved, and they're forgetting that they need love too. Right now they're struggling, and the reason why they're a player and they're sleeping around, and maybe your ex has became a player after you. Maybe you who's watching is watching this video, you clicked on this video because you're like, well, after my ex is with me, now they're a player, and I see that on their social media or however you found out. The fact of the matter is, you know that they're now a player and they're sleeping around. Just know that hurt people, okay? And a player wasn't always a player. There was something that pushed them to that point. There was maybe a love that they lost. Maybe, in fact, I'm just going to say this. This is very controversial, but, and you may have not thought of this, but people that are players and call themselves players are usually the deepest, hardest lovers. Yes. The people that sleep with prostitutes, the people that have person after person, they're actually the deepest, most intellectual beings, but they're trying to literally suppress this by acting like they're a player. They're literally trying to not only suppress, but they're trying to validate themselves in a way that's not healthy, right? AKA sleeping around. They're feeding their ego. They're not feeding their soul, right? And also, believe it or not, the mind of a player, right? They're not only validating themselves and hurting other people and all of that, but they're also deflecting. They're not getting to the root of their issues. They're not healing from their last relationship. Instead, they're going from body to body to person. And the truth of the matter is, and if you're not a player and you're watching this, just so you know, everyone has a soft spot. I don't care how much of a player someone is. I don't care if they slept with the whole world. They have a soft spot still. Every single person has a soft spot. I have dated so many guys that were players, and I literally turned them to, like, faithful. Like, I'm not even kidding, and I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm so amazing for that. I'm just saying I touched their soft spot. And this has nothing to do with how amazing I am. My point in saying this to you guys is every single person on this earth is capable of falling in love at any point in time, whether they're in their player phase, whether they just got out of a relationship, whether, like, they're divorced. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, every single player has a soft spot. Okay, this is basic human psychology. I studied psychology, anthropology, neurology, all the ologies, okay? I literally studied. So that being said, like, make sure you just take a breath and just be understanding towards players, because a lot of people like to hate and, call people whores and man whores and women whores. I'm just so tired of that word. The truth of the matter is, if someone's a player, aka a whore, aka promiscuous, they're literally hurting. They're trying to fill the void of their hurt and by sleeping around, by having attention from person after person. And really, the only person that can fill that void is God. We all know that. I say this in all my videos. The purpose of this video is to make room for understanding for the player, make room for the player mindset in your heart, to just kind of just relaxing your brain and just know that this person is reacting from a hurt place. This person is reacting out of trauma. They don't want to get hurt and they think this is better for them. But the reality is they're actually hurting themselves more because they're shoving down their trauma more because they're not dealing with it. They're choosing not to deal with it. Whether this is subconscious or conscious, they're choosing not to deal with it. That's why they're having this behavior. They're acting out physically. And often they're acting out romantically. Often they are afraid of intimacy because they got hurt and burned so much. So they're just like, you know what? I'm just going to sleep with as many girls or as many guys as possible. I'm just going to hit it and quit it. I'm not going to try to develop deep bonds. Newsflash, sex is emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, verbal. You can't get out of it. Soul ties are real. Whether you're having a one-night stand or not, you can develop a soul tie. So therefore, they're actually tricking themselves and they're tricking other people. And so, but my point is, they're hurting. That's why they're acting like that. And if you've been played by a player, just know it's not you, it's them, literally. I know it's very a famous saying and it's cliche to say, but it's true. And just know that, you know, they need love too. You know, they're seeking for love too, but they're seeking in all the wrong places, in all the wrong ways. And I have been a player myself. Okay, I had my stage. I've also been the girl that got heartbroken by a player. You know, I've been on both ends. I haven't gotten heartbroken in a while by a player because, well, I don't, hey, not so fast. It doesn't mean I'm a player. It's just, I have gotten more smart, and the closer you are to God, the sharper your discernment is. So I just naturally don't attract those types of guys. And I believe in law of attraction, and that's how God made things. So you attract what you are, and if you're honest and if you're bold and if you're living your truth, then you're going to attract that. But if you're living a lie, you're going to attract players, you know, like, so you truly attract what you are. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And I made a law of attraction video and just like, you know, how everything vibrationally is connected. If you scroll down on my YouTube channel, if you want to watch that video. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Just have some compassion for players. If you have a brother or sister that's going through a player phase, you know, instead of beating them down, like, they don't need to hear that. They're already miserable enough. Whoever it is in your life, maybe it's you, like, just know that you have a soft spot. Like, you're deflecting right now. It's just a phase. You're going to get out of it. I got out of it. You're going to get out of it. And it's, so many people love to judge, you know, until they're in your shoes. And often, I mean, there's a Bible verse that says, be careful, like, don't judge people because God's going to put you in the same exact position as them. And the moment that I've judged people in my head or in my heart without even vocalizing it, literally shortly after, God put me in the same exact situation. So you never know if you could be a player. You never know if you're pushed to the limits, if you could actually act that way. So don't judge people if they're sleeping around, if they're being promiscuous, if not even being physically promiscuous, but if they're being emotionally promiscuous, if they're just constantly wanting attention and validation from men or women. Don't judge them because they're reacting from a hurt place. Just pray for them, you know, have sympathy for them, because, you know, all of us, you know, want attention. All of us want to have that special somebody. So just have some compassion, have some empathy, and make sure you heal yourself. The faster you feel, the faster you heal. I always say that. And if you're a player yourself, you're watching this, just do some deep soul searching. Ask God to help heal your heart. You know, coming from someone who used to do this and used to have this mindset, using people, it's not good. It's just going to put yourself deeper under. It's going to put the other person deeper under. Just start to spend time with yourself. Start to become more self-aware by spending time with yourself alone. Reflecting alone is so important, and you have to have alone time to do that, to self-reflect and really know what you are, know who you are, and know what you want in life, and what you don't want in life. So just really do some soul searching and just ask God, like, hey God, like, you know, who am I? Who are you? Ask God what he thinks about your behavior. Ask God what he thinks about, you know, your habits and what you're doing. Like, if you're going out every weekend, ask God if, you know, you should be doing that. Like, I'm serious. Like, he's the God of the universe. So he's not afraid of your questions, you know, just come to God with your honest heart. You know, that's all I have to say. Like, he's with you. He already sees what you're doing. He knows what you're doing. He knows your thoughts before you say them and pray them. So might as well just talk to him, have a conversation with him, and you have to be alone to do that. So if you're a person that constantly needs to be around party environments, that constantly needs to be around family, that constantly needs to be around friends, or constantly needs to be in a relationship, like I'm saying in this video. Just take a breather, take a couple hours, or even a full day or half a day, however long you feel you need, and just spend time with yourself and God, and just really deep dive into yourself. Okay, that's what I would have to say to the player. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and God loves you so much, and you are validated from God. You only need God's validation. You don't need another person in this world to validate you. Okay, you are enough, you are chosen, you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are loved. And I hope you have a beautiful, amazing day. Okay, God bless you. Mwah. Bye. Shalom.